So Bill Gates, another rough week for him. Story came out with Bill Gates having to apologize to his staff over Epstein ties. Okay, so he had to come out and apologize to his staff about Epstein ties, and as well as apparently 2 other Russian girls that came out. I don't know what these Russian girl stories are. And then his wife had to. Anyways, just watch this clip here for yourself.
Turned out to Microsoft founder Bill Gates his eye-opening apology for his relationship with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. In a town hall meeting with employees, Gates admitting to 2 affairs with Russian women and what he says about the photos of him in the Epstein files. Here's Pierre Thomas.
Tonight, Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates revealing more damaging information about his personal life and admitting to a series of stunning lapses in judgment in building a relationship with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Today, the fallout growing as Gates was pressed by employees at a Gates Foundation town hall. According to the Wall Street Journal, which revealed audio of the meeting, Gates told employees it was a huge mistake to spend time with Epstein. He acknowledged that his relationship with Epstein began after Epstein was convicted of soliciting a minor. And he claimed that he, one of the wealthiest men in the world, did not properly research Epstein's background that would have revealed his sordid past. Knowing what I know now makes it, 100 times worse. Gates acknowledged his association probably helped Epstein rehabilitate his image. And he revealed other damning specifics, saying the men flew together on a private jet and that they hung out in Germany, France, New York, and Washington. But Gates was adamant that he never witnessed any criminal activity. But Gates did acknowledge he had affairs with 2 Russian women. And Gates also addressed these photos, saying there were pictures Epstein asked him to take with his assistants. His ex-wife recently saying Gates needs to answer questions.
Those questions are for those people and for even my ex-husband. They need to answer to those things, not me.
Well,
and I am so happy to be away from all the muck.
David Gates' indiscretions contributed to the failure of his marriage. And tonight, another powerful man suffering the consequences of his ties to Epstein. Former Treasury Secretary Larry Summers resigning from Harvard because of his relationship with Epstein. David?
Pierre Thomas, who continues to cover the Epstein case for us.
Embarrassing. By the way, all these things used to be a conspiracy theory if you think about it a few years ago. And now, all of a sudden, Larry Summers, oh, no, Harvard, that would never happen to us. Vinny, your thoughts on this?
I mean, and Adam, I have to go right to you. And I know I brought this up a couple weeks ago. Do you remember when we were like, is this Epstein thing on the top of every... Nobody cares. And this is the #1 story, Adam, because look at how deep this web of disgusting, demonic people are. And mind you, I feel so bad for his wife, Pat. She's been telling us for how long? She goes, the one time I met Jeffrey Epstein, he was abhorrent. He was evil personified. This is an educated woman. I don't know her faith, Pat. I don't know if she's Christian. I don't know if she's Buddhist. I don't know. I don't care. For her to say that she felt that goes deep. And I want to say one thing. He's a liar. Bill Gates is a liar, and this is the same person that all of us were told to trust
it was also
for COVID, for putting this experimental freaking vaccine in our bodies. And now, I'm going to get to that story later on, Pat. Cancer is up, colon cancer is up, turbo cancer is up. People are dying left and right. And we trusted these people, and I'm so happy you said that, Pat. We were called that name, those names that we were these tinfoil hat crazy people. We've been screaming this forever, and we were told to shut up. We were kicked off of freaking YouTube. We were kicked off of social media, and now everybody's slowly coming around. People are getting fired. People are stepping down. None of them are going to jail. Okay, I think it's disgusting. And Adam, we talked about this yesterday when you're like, Vinny, I don't see the proof. Adam, this is what we caught them doing. Imagine what we didn't catch them doing, Adam, because if they knew they could get away with that, imagine in those rooms. Imagine those poor freaking kids getting flown around. Okay, maybe this time he was with, young Russian hookers. What else? Maybe this 1 month he was into something deeper, something more disgusting. Okay, and it drives me crazy. I'm so happy it's starting to come out now. But these people, these demons, need to be held accountable, Pat. Not just, oh, I'm stepping down from my job and I'm sorry. No. Accountability, jail time, and more consequences if need be.
Yeah. Tom, your thoughts?
So I don't need to say more about Bill Gates. There used to be publications in Silicon Valley, Valleywag and others, and you'd be able to go to like Buck's Diner and places that were in Silicon Valley. And let me explain why that's relevant. There was always these rumors that Gates had this other side of him. And the phrase people used to use, there's another side to Bill Gates. You know that, right? There's this guy who appears on the big screen and actually helped Apple at Steve Jobs' request with some financing, did that, and that was good. And then there was the other side, the other Bill. And so I don't want to say more about that other than to say where there's smoke, there's fire, and a lot of people are talking about this and rumors, and now we have the guy confessing with the Russian girls and other things. It's just gooey. But I'll tell you who I want to praise.
Cool.
I want to praise the poise of Melinda French Gates. Melinda French Gates, as you know, Pat and I lived in Dallas for about 8 years before moving to Florida, and she graduated from Ursuline Academy, which is a wonderful school, private school that is in Dallas. She gave money to the school to create a science center, and interestingly enough, you'll find this interesting, Adam, it was named the French Family Science Center at Ursuline. And she also gave them the largest grant they ever had in history, like in 2005, 2006. There have been supplemental grants, also a Center for Professional Career Development. And so she's been pouring into these girls there. So when we're sitting in Dallas, we could read news stories and talk to people, and we felt like we really had a good picture of Melinda French. And I feel like America needs to give her a collective hug. She was married to a guy that's under the spotlight, and she called it the muck. And you know what, Melinda, wherever you are, thank you for what you've done. I hope this doesn't cause you to shy back from your public service and all the things that you've done. Anybody in your situation would probably want to sit back with a cup of coffee and pull the drapes and just ignore the world. But what she did and what she's at and the poise in these interviews, I got a lot of respect for her.
So, they say the truth will set you free. So I'm totally understanding that this truth will come out, and the roosters will come home to roost, as they say. Last night we were talking about on the plane on the way here about the shows that we watch in the 90s, right? We're talking about Save the Bell. We're talking about Beverly Hills 90210 and Belrose Place and all that. What's my point? In the 90s, it was here today, gone tomorrow. None of this stuff would come out. If you did stuff in the 90s and 2000s, there wasn't one thing that we all have today, and that's the internet, and that's cell phones.
Yeah.
Everything's going to be exposed. So if you do something stupid and wrong, back in the day, you could get away with it.
You could stuff the news media.
You could bury that. Now everything's coming out. And I'm cool with that. I'm not defending any of these people.
Yeah, go ahead.
Whether it's Epstein, whether it's Bill Cosby, whether it's Diddy, whether it's Weinstein, all these things that people were doing pre-internet, it's all coming out. And so what's my point? Today, young people are going to learn a lesson. We see people doing stuff on the internet. What do they say? The internet's going to last forever. So what's a lesson that young people can learn from the Epsteins of the world, the Cosbys of the world? You do something stupid, it's going to be on the internet forever. The thing that's going on here is, if there was the internet or social media 15, 20, 30 years ago, all this stuff would have come out then.
Yeah.
It's all coming out now. The question is it all too little, too late? We're going to find out.
Yeah, but going to the point, from Adam, just from emails that are legitimate Department of Justice emails, the guy is disgusting. Adam, put this in your head. He allegedly gave his wife an STD from Russian hookers and then was asking Jeffrey Epstein, how do I slip? Give me some medicine so I can slip in her drink without her knowing to fix her. This is the guy that with the WHO and all these people, we let this guy take care of our health. And anytime you try to talk about him negatively, everybody, all the mainstream media, all the talk shows made us look like we were insane. And
remember, that's allegedly. You got to say allegedly.
I said allegedly 5 times. No, Tom, I said allegedly. It's in the Department of Justice emails. It's in these emails. So going back to my point, Adam, can you admit that all this time that what we were saying, we were all told that we were crazy? We were on how many things, Adam? Go back to 9/11. Go back to JFK. Go back to Trump getting shot in the head. All this stuff adds up to where we're sitting here screaming like, hey, guys, into the void. We're telling you evil exists and it's in our face. And Adam, mind you, this idiot, Epstein, how many photos and videos and everything, you know why he did that, Adam? To have dirt on all of them to freaking blackmail them. That's it.
So, yeah, I'm with you. I'm not denying.
I want to move on.
Yeah, okay.
Guys, I want to move on. I got you. So we'll do that, and it's a regular thing. For me, by the way, with one thing with Melinda Gates, that she has become this unsung hero of being such an honest lady, whatever. Give me a flipping break. You dated the guy, you became a billionaire, and you agreed on the prenup to allow him to meet with his ex. So don't give me this bullshit nobility stuff.
Right.
Okay? Don't play that game with us, the audience. Oh my God, I am so noble. How many wives would agree on a prenup so you can meet with your ex-girlfriend once a year and do whatever the hell you want to do to her? You tell me who does that. And that's been proven. This agreement allowed Gates to maintain a close relationship with his ex, with whom he shared intellectual interests, such as discussing biotechnology. Yeah, we call that biotechnology. There's a lot of other words I can use for that.
If you love this country, show it. Lead with pride in the Valuetainment USA collection. Designed for freedom thinkers, built for everyday leaders. Red, white, blue. Purpose. Wear what you believe in. Valuetainment USA.
Go to vtmerch.com, place your order for Valuetainment USA merch. And again, like I said, I love seeing our folks, the best of the best, the smartest fans in the world. You, that likes debate, that likes fun. You're a Valuetainment type of person yourself. If you believe the future looks bright and you love USA, go pick up some merch for yourself, for your friends, for your family, for your clients. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.